This is an ABC color presentation.
It's been a while since I made a building video, but this is a playthrough build on the server, and it took me a little while to get my infrastructure up and running and to stockpile needed materials. And one of the best things about playing on the server with other people is being able to share our knowledge and to give each other inspiration for builds. Like this greydwarf spawner that I basically copied from Erica at the Erica Game, who said she learned it from Canris, and since this was not my design, I will link his video on greydwarf spawners in the description and show you how I built and decorated the first build in my new village, the recycling center, which is just a decorative building to house and protect what I lovingly refer to as the Annihilation Station. So without any further ado, let's upgrade those hammers and start building. And I didn't really have a plan for this build, other than being rectangular and have large windows and made from stone. So I started by placing wooden floors to extend 2 meters on each side from the spawner and 4 meters on the front and back. And then I added a stone foundation all the way around. After extending the front by 2 meters, I built the walls 5 meters high. Solid for now, we'll make windows later. And with the walls up, I added beams on the front and back along with beams down each side, creating a 1 meter overhang on all 4 sides. For the roof, each side gets two 26-degree beams and two 45-degree beams on each beam that we placed on the wall, meeting up in the center. We'll need a chimney for the greydwarf spawner to work, but we'll cut that in later. Now to seal in our attic space and add some visual interest to the outside, I started by replacing the square beams with core wood and placing a core wood pole in the center of the roof peak along with 26 and 45 degree beams, shift clicking the second 26 degree beam into place, and I repeated this pattern on the front of the building. Then I filled the ceiling in, working around the chimney, which I forgot to record the installation of. And next we filled the ends in with wall pieces. After a little terrain flattening, we're going to add an entranceway to our building, which is just a box that extends 2 meters from the wall and 4 meters tall. We'll make the roof line and core wood design match the rest of the building. After adding some sconces for lighting, we're going to add a row of bricks around the outside to give our foundation some added detail. Using a backer board to shift place the last row so that it's sunken into the wall just a little bit. And the last part of the building process is the windows. I just removed bricks where I wanted to be able to see out, and the windows on the front and back walls are 2 meters wide and 3 meters tall, and the side windows are 4 meters wide and 3 meters tall. And after making the holes, I just trimmed them up with wooden beams and posts. Now it's time to add some signs and decorations. I'm going to start with a recycling symbol, which I copied and pasted onto the sign using Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V. Next I copy the color code that I want to use, bright green in this case, and then I go back to my sign, and to get the symbol to float, I type in pointy bracket, size equals 50, and pointy bracket, and then pointy bracket, V offset equals 45, pointy bracket, and then for the color, I type in pointy bracket, number sign, and then I paste the color code in, followed by another pointy bracket. And then after pressing enter, your symbol will be floating. Now I'll link a video all about signs by Sailor and Topher, which I thought was a really big help for me when I was making this. And for decorations, we're just going to hang 3 ghosts, one for each type of greydwarf. Start by placing 2 vertical item stands, with the front one slightly lower than the rear one. Then hang a head on the front and the wraith trophy on the rear, using a different dwarf trophy for each one. Now we'll add a few signs with colored lettering like we did before, and this time we'll make the letters italic by adding a closed bracket, I, and another closed bracket before the text. Now for a couple of cabinets for coal and resin. Start with 2 1x1 walls, add a shutter to one, place a chest inside with the circle poking through, place the second shutter, and then finish off with a decorative top. And then we'll add an item stand on the ceiling with a circlet for a spotlight. And now for a quick tour of our new murder room.